All right, Wade Eck here with Alan Jouban, our H.E.A.T podcast partner. Alan, you got some news to share.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, I've been saying it since my last fight with Mike Perry. You know, I want the big fight. I want to fight up. I want to fight a ranked opponent. I let the UFC know I'm waiting. You know, I'm not fighting sideways anymore. I'll wait to fight somebody that's ranked above me. And I got what I asked for, man. Got a big fight. Gunnar Nelson. Me and Gunnar Nelson are going to meet March 18th. London, we're gonna make it happen. It might even be the co-main event. Should help out that card a lot, and it's just a great opportunity for me, man. It's exactly what I wanted. I've been training this entire time since my last fight. I've been telling myself, stay in shape, keep getting better, keep improving. I've been going like just 80% the entire time. I didn't want to burn myself out because I knew it was gonna be a short notice fight. You know, I knew when I got the call from the UFC, it was probably gonna be short notice. I just found out. And we're gonna make it happen, man. It's I just have 4 weeks now to tweak it for Gunnar. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm actually really happy with it. You know, I didn't know who I was fighting for a while, but I know I would be fighting because that's what I wanted. I wanted to fight in March, and I got what I wanted, man. And I'm happy that the UFC finally recognizes it. You know, I went undefeated last year on a 3-fight win streak. I said I want to fight up. I want to fight a ranked opponent. I didn't want to fight anybody else sideways. I wanted to fight up. But give me the opportunity to show you guys what I'm capable of. Let me get on that title run. And Gunnar's the perfect guy. He's ranked number 9 in the world. People know him. He's a tough guy. He's a well-rounded guy. And putting him away is going to just put me right in that top 10 division, right in that top 10, able to get momentum to make a title run, man. I just feel like as soon as I got the news that it was Gunnar, I felt like I was destined for this, man. I really did. I knew since my last fight, I stayed in shape. I let the UFC know I'm only fighting. I want somebody better. Let me prove it. I kept the right mindset. I stayed focused the entire time. And, you know, I put that energy out there. It came back to me. I got exactly what I wanted. I got better. I was asking for top 15 just because I was being reasonable. I didn't want to, you know, request the champion or a top 5 guy. And they say, no, you're not even in the top 15. So I was just trying to be reasonable. I got more than what I asked for. I got Gunnar Nelson. He's number 9. It'll probably be a co-main event. It's my time to shine. It's a great opportunity. I'm going to make the most of it.
And you talk about being in shape. I know in New York, you were willing to step in with Donald Cerrone when his opponent fell out. And I guess the commission held that back, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, I always stay in pretty good shape. There's a big difference between being in fight shape and just being in good shape. But sometimes, you know, MMA is different than boxing, man. Like in boxing, you're able to really kind of mold your fighter to take him to another level piece by piece by piece. But MMA is totally different. It's all about opportunities, man. Once you get to the top 15, everybody's a killer. Everybody's good. And you could try to work your way up 15, 14, 13, or when an opportunity comes about, man, you jump on it and make the most of that. We've seen it recently with Jorge Masvidal, man. He took out Cowboy. He went from like unranked to 15, takes out Cowboy. Now he's like ranked like 8 or 7 or 8. He's got that momentum right now, and I plan on doing the exact same thing with Gunnar, man. Gunnar's a good fighter, but I'm going to beat him. I feel like I absolutely have everything that it takes to beat him. I've got the mindset. I'm already in shape. I've got the tools. I'm focused, and I'm just going to go there. I'm going to put on a great show. I'm going to take out Gunnar Nelson. I'm going to finish Gunnar Nelson, and then from there, I'm going to have the momentum to make a title run.
Last question. I know you were calling out RDA for a while. I mean, you really, truly wanted to get in that top 15. You thought he might be the best bet. He's coming over, moving up a weight class. You hadn't really heard back from RDA's camp. Now RDA is claiming he'll fight anybody. He's put out some tweets. Obviously, you know, you're not going to be able to take that fight, but yeah. Would you have preferred that?
You know, RDA is a tough guy, and I got nothing but respect for RDA. But RDA is saying he'll fight anybody, anywhere. I don't believe that crap because I called him out in a respectful manner, but I called him out. I called his management. My management called him and said, look, I'll call the UFC right now and say, look, let's do this fight. We just called them. You call them. The fight's made. If we both call them and say we want to fight each other, they're going to make that fight. You moved up to 170. Let's do this. No response. They didn't do it. They didn't act on it. If they're ready to fight anybody, anytime, or whatever, we followed through on our part of the deal. They didn't. I'm hearing from their camp that maybe, or from the UFC, that maybe RDA wanted to wait till May. So if he wants to wait, that's cool. I get it. You know, some people have timelines in their head. I didn't want to wait till May. You know, RDA was a big name. If I was going to fight a number 13, 14, or 15 guy, I thought RDA was a bigger draw than that because guys like Matt Brown, Jake Ellenberger, guys like that, they're well-known and good fighters, but RDA, I think, is a bigger draw because he's a former champion. So that's why I wanted that fight. But it didn't work out. He wanted a later date in May. I wanted a sooner date in March. And look what happened, man. I got Gunnar Nelson, who's ranked above all of them at number 9. He's a bigger draw in my mind. He's ranked number 9. I'm going to beat him. I'm going to take his spot, and I'm then right there where I want to be.
Now you're going into enemy territory. You know, Gunnar being Irish, he's training partners with Conor McGregor. Does that bother you at all, or does that kind of motivate you?
Yeah, not at all, man. I'm my manager AJ. He's out in London, so for me, it's a homecoming, man. You know what I mean? I'm sure he'll have his family out there, his people, his support team. I know I get a lot of love from the British crowd on social media and whatnot. And you know, I look at it the same way that I have any of my international fights. You know, I went to Brazil and fought an undefeated Brazilian guy. And I gained my fan base other than America. My second largest fan base is probably Brazilians because they loved me after the fight. Same thing with Australia. My third largest fan base from fighting in Australia, they loved me. And I'm going to go there as well, man. I'm going to go to London. I'm going to win a bunch of fans over. I'm going to make the most of this opportunity. I'm going to beat a number 9 ranked guy, be 2 fights away from the title.
Plus, if I'm not mistaken, the London subways are already pretty familiar with you, right? You got your Versace ads everywhere?
Some Versace ads in there too. So, hey, it's all coming together, I guess.
Awesome. We're very happy for you. I guess we'll catch you on the next MMA Heat podcast. But until then, thanks.
Absolutely, brother.